Welcome back all of you. This class I am going to discuss about how to form an identifier. Formation of an identifier. Last class we studied about what is an identifier. Identifier means they are the smallest individual unit of a program. Or identifiers are the name given to the different parts of the program. Variable names are an identifier. Function name is an identifier. Module name is an identifier. So when we give name for an identifier, we have to follow certain rules. What are these rules? That we are going to study now. What are the different rules to be followed when you give a name to an identifier, or when you give a name to a variable? We have to follow certain rules. What are these rules? That we are going to study now. See that variable name must start with an alphabet or underscore. All the variable names or identifier name, all the variable name must start with an alphabet or an underscore. Second point, read out. A variable name cannot contain space. It cannot contain space. A variable name can be a sequence of characters, sequence of alphabets, digits, or underscore. Variable name cannot begin with digit. Keywords cannot be used as the variable name. Variable names are case sensitive. That means both small letters and capital letters you can use as the variable name. But if you are using mark in small letter and mark in capital letter, they are considered as two different variables. One more time, go through that rules. The first one, variable name must start with an alphabet or underscore. It cannot use space in between. It cannot start with a digit. It is a combination of alphabet, digit, or underscore. Keywords cannot be used as a variable name. And these variable names are case sensitive. One by one, I'll try out in the Python. Python is already open here. I can write a variable name like this. See, A equal to 10. Here A is a variable name or A is an identifier. 10 is a constant or 10 is a literal. These terms we studied in the last class. A is a variable name. Instead of that variable name A, I am going to use a variable name like this, mark equal to 10. Now mark is a variable name. I told you can use a sequence of alphabets as variable name. Here mark is a variable name. It can be either capital letter or small letter. So I am going to write here mark equal to 10 and another one mark equal to 100. So these are considered as two different variables, not same. See that when I use print statement, you studied the use of this print statement already. I am going to say print mark. How much will be displayed when I use this print mark? It will display the first value, that is 10. Because I just use, along with print, I just use mark in small letter. So the small letter mark contain the value 10. So that 10 will be displayed there. It will not display 100 now. So I'll run the program now. Say, I am going to run this program. First you have to save it. It is already saved. That is why it's not asking the name. So the mark 10 will be displayed here. Now, instead of this one, I am going to change this mark into capital M, capital mark. There you can see it will display 100 over here. See, it is 100. Now, instead of that one, I am going to use mark in this way. Mark. Check it what will happen. Here, I don't have a variable like this. I just use a variable with a small letter and capital letter alone. So two different variables I use there in my program. I am trying to display this variable. I am trying to display mark in this way. What will happen? So run this program. It is showing the error message, name error, name mark is not defined. So that is why we stole the point in the formation there. In the rule, it's mentioned that variable names are case sensitive. So if you are giving the variable name a small letter, and when you use it, you must have to use the small letter itself. If it is capital letter, then you must have to use the capital letter itself. But when you use the identifier variable name, you can use the combination of capital letter and small letter. Don't think that only small letters can be used, only capital letters can be used. It can be a combination. See that I can write like this. Now this is a variable name. It's a combination of capital letter and small letter. Now you try out this program by yourself. Try these two sentences and try run the program. Check it whether you are displaying any answer or it's displaying any error over there. It will not display any error. You will get the answer 10. Now, this is the way you can define a variable name. And the first point what we studied is variable name should not begin with the first point what you studied is variable name must begin with an alphabet or underscore. It must begin with an alphabet or underscore. So see that it is beginning with an alphabet. This variable also beginning with an alphabet. Both the variables are beginning with alphabet. Now I am going to try out this one. I am going to write like this, a variable like this. See, I am going to write the variable in this way. 9 mark equal to 10. It's a variable. It can be variable name can be any combination of alphabet, digit or underscore. That is the third point what we studied. It can be any combination of alphabet, digit or underscore. So here I am going to take this as a variable name. Run this program, check it, any error is there or not. It's showing the invalid syntax. So this error means that in syntax is wrong. So that means we cannot use a variable name like this because this variable name is beginning with a digit. Variable name cannot begin with a digit. It must begin with an alphabet or underscore. So I can use underscore like this. This is underscore. If you are using this one, this is hyphen. And if I am using this way, this is underscore. Now try out this is it a valid identifier or not. Name error, mark is not defined. That is another error because I just use this mark here. That mark is not defined here in the program. I can say, so here this is underscore mark. Now when I run this program, you will get the answer 10 over there. So the first point what we studied is variable name must begin with an alphabet or underscore. So here if you try out any other character other than this underscore, it will show the error message. I am going to run this program in this way. I am going to use another character like this. This is a invalid variable name. See here when you run this one, it is error. We cannot use a symbol like this. This is not allowed here. So that is the first point. Second point, variable name do not accept space. Variable name should not contain space. I am going to write this variable name like this, max mark. So there is a variable name. I am going to use the variable name as max mark. If you want to use, you can use it max mark. This is a variable name, but I use the space over here. Check it what will happen when you run this program. See, this is an error message. Error is this one, invalid syntax. This is invalid syntax. So that means variable name should not accept space. If there is no space, it will not show you any error message. Here max mark equal to 10. And here I am going to display this one max mark Yes, when you run this program, see, yes, it's displaying the value. So that means that is the second point. But we study the second point is variable name or identifier should not accept space. First point, variable name must begin with an alphabet or underscore. And the third point, variable name can be any combination of alphabet, digit or underscore. It can be any combination of alphabet, digit or underscore. So this is only the alphabet is mentioned over there. I told you can use digits also there. See that I am going to use max mark 1. So that is a combination of alphabet and digit. Now when I try to display this value, say max mark 1, I can use it like this. Run this program. Now you can run this program this way. When you run it, it is not showing any error message. So this is the can use any combination of alphabet, digit or underscore. But it should not begin with a digit. Now the next thing what we studied is variable name should not be a keyword in Python. Variable name should not be a keyword in Python. So I am going to use a variable name like this, print. So print is a keyword which we already studied that when you use a print statement, the content will be displayed on the screen. I am going to use print over here, print 78. I am going to use print as a variable name and try to display that print value. So I am going to print itself. See that the first print is the keyword print and the second print is the variable name. And when you run this program, you can see it is showing the error message over there. Yes, it is showing the error message, type error, int object is not callable. So that means print is a variable, print you used as a variable name which is already defined in Python, which cannot be used as a variable name. So that is the fourth point mentioned over there. And the next point we studied is variable name can be used in capital letter or small letter, or variable name is case sensitive. If you are using the variable name as small letter, then wherever you are using the same variable, it must be in small letter itself. You can use the capital letter, but in the first case, when you use in capital letter, the same thing must be used in the remaining part of the program. So these are the different rules that is to be followed when you name a variable or an identifier. And the next topic in this class is the fundamental data types in Python. Fundamental data types in Python. In Python, there are 4 different data types are there. Data types means the type of value that is stored in a variable. Data type means the type of value that is stored in a variable. Python support 4 different data types. One is numeric, next is string data type, and the next one is boolean, and the next one is none. 4 different data types: numeric, string, boolean, and none. Numeric data types are again categorized into 3 types. They are integer, float, and complex numbers. There are 3 different types of numeric data types are there. They are integer, float, and complex numbers. I'll show you one example. See, here in this example, yes, I just use the variable name max mark 1 equal to 10 and mark equal to 100. This is a wrong statement. We cannot use this as an identifier or variable name. And last class we studied about how to display the type of a variable. We have a keyword type is there. Using the type keyword, we can display the type of that variable or what type of value stored in that variable. Here I am going to use type of mark. Type of mark. Type of mark. See that? Type of mark. So that will display the type of the variable mark. Type of the variable mark means what is the type of the value that is stored in the variable mark. the type of the value which is stored inside the variable mark. Now, when I run this program, you can see, yes, class int. That means the variable mark contain an integer value. I can represent this variable as, I am going to give the mark as 98.5 and try to run this program. Yes, this is float. What do you mean by float? Which I explained already in the last class. Float means it is a value which have decimal point, which is a decimal point value, or it's a fractional value. All the fractional values in Python are represented as float value. Its data type is float. Fractional numbers are represented by using float. See then, so it is a fractional number, so the type of that variable will be fractional float. And I am going to use another variable, name equal to Sunita. See then, now I am going to use the print statement, print type of name, print type of name. So it will display the type of the variable name. Now name contain characters which is enclosed in double quotes. If the characters are enclosed in double quotes, then it is known as string variable, which also we studied in last class. So I will run this program. When I run this program, you can see the type of that variable. Type of that variable is str. Same thing you can write this way also. I am going to say place equal to, in single quote I am going to say EKM, Ernakulam. Then you try out what is the type of this place. Print type of place. So the variable place, here the variable name is place, which contain the value EKM. So I am trying to say display the type of the variable place. Try out. That is also string. So you have to try out this way, different combination, try out there. Now if I am going to do EKM 1 2 3, see that which is enclosed in single quote itself. Whatever enclosed in single quote means it is a string value. Even though you added digits over there, that will not be considered as a integer data type. That will be enclosed in the single quote. So the whole thing will be considered as a string, and the data type will be displayed as string itself. You can try out, run the program and see what is the data type of this variable place now. Now I am going to use another variable, C equal to, you can use a single alphabet also as an variable name or identifier. Don't think that it must be a combination of alphabet. It can be a single alphabet also. So see, last class I just explained all the variable in terms of single alphabet. So C equal to, I am going to use another data type. So that is, I can represent like this. It is 6j. So this means 9 plus 6j. This type of numbers are known as complex numbers, which you will study. Some science students will study this type of numbers in your maths. So 9 plus 6j, that means that is a complex number. So this complex number we will use in Python. So I am going to try. So we are, I am not explaining more about that complex number now. I am going to display print type of C. Type of C. Now try out this, run this program. See then the last one, it is complex. That means that is the data type of that variable is complex. They are the complex numbers. So that is why it is displaying that answer as complex. So what we studied is, there are in Python there are 4 different types of data types. The first one is numeric. Numeric is again categorized into integer, float and complex. So the integer, float, 3 examples is mentioned over there. And the second type of data type is string. String means sequence of characters. These characters can be either alphabet, digit, or any special character enclosed in single quote or double quote. Strings can be any sequence of characters. Either it can be alphabet, digit, or any special characters enclosed in single quote or double quote is known as string. Now, this I told you, this is a combination of alphabet and digit. I can use here some special characters. I am going to use these are the special characters. Even though if you mention special characters, that will be considered as string itself. And the next type of data type is Boolean. Boolean means which will store either true or false value. Boolean data type will store either true or false value in a variable. I can write a variable like this. See that I am going to write A equal to false. It means F must be capital letter. False is a keyword. A equal to false. So F must be a capital letter. Then only that keyword will be considered there. Now, if I am going to write print type of variable name is A. Print type of A. The last answer, check what is the last answer coming over there. Run the program. The last answer is bool. Bool means Boolean. Bool, that is a keyword is mentioned here. Bool means it's a Boolean data type. You can use, I told you, Boolean value or Boolean variable will store two different values, either true or false. So I can write here A equal to false and I am going to write B equal to true. That T must be capital letter. Now, if I am going to write another variable D equal to true, it is in small letter, I am going to use it. Try to run this program and see what is the output is coming over there. So, the false and true value, they are the keywords which is already defined in the interpreter. So, that is why F and T is mentioned in capital letter. If you try to run this program by using small letter T or small letter false and see what is the error is coming over there, or you are getting an output or not. I am not running now. You have to try out this by yourself. Now, so what I told you about Boolean data type. Now, the next is one more data type is there, that is none, N-O-N-E, none data type. None data type means here I am going to use H equal to none, N-O-N-E. None means there is no value inside that variable. There is no value, that is an empty variable. That variable does not contain any value at all. Now, if you are trying to display that none here, I am going to display print H. So here you can see it is print H. Last one. Print H means you will get the answer. See, this is the error in the previous case. Name true is not defined. Because I told you true is a keyword, it must be in capital letter. Now run this program. I want to see that none. Say print H means the last value, that is none is displaying there. So here that means H contain no value, empty value. Now you try to use type over here, print type of H. Now see what is the output is coming over there. So these are the basic fundamental data types used in Python. Numeric data type, string data type, Boolean data type, and none data type. Now one more thing I'll show you. Here I am going to write some variable x is equal to 5 or 7 greater than 10. X is equal to 7 greater than 10. Is it 7 greater than 10? It is false. So what is the value of x? X will contain the value false. See that. I run the program print x. Check the last value. You will get other outputs. Discard that output. Now check the last value. What is x I written over there? X is equal to 7 greater than 10. 7, first it will evaluate 7 greater than 10. 7 greater than 10 means it is a false statement. 7 is less than 10. So you will get false answer there. That false is given to the variable x. Now run this program. When you run this program, you will get the answer as the last answer is false. Now I am going to use print type of x. Print type of x. Print type of x. X will give you the value false, and type of x we are expecting the value as boolean, and check it, is it boolean or not. Yes, it is boolean, is displaying there. So these are the basic data types used in Python. Try out each of this thing in your system. Next, what is the next topic? Next topic is this one. So this is about fundamental data types, string data type, boolean data type, and NaN data type. And next is assigning value to a variable, which we already discussed here in last class also. Today also I discussed the same thing. See here, I can write p equal to 100, mark equal to 99, rate equal to 80. So these are the assigning values to a variable. Assigning values to a variable. See that to assign a value to a variable must present on the left hand side of the assignment operator. This is known as assignment operator. Variable, this is variable. This variable must present on the left side of the assignment operator. This variable is known as L value. Variable which are present on the left side of the assignment operator is known as L value. And there can be a valid expression on the right hand side of the assignment operator. This is known as R value. That also I'll try out here. L value, R value. See then, I am going to write A equal to 10. Here A is a variable name. A is a variable name. So you are assigning the value 10 to the variable A. Now I can write B equal to A. That means the value of A is given to the variable B. The value of A is given to the variable B. So if you try to display print B, print B means you will get the answer. You will get the answer 10 itself. So actually A is 10. So that is copied to B, and print B means you will get the answer, the value of A itself. So that is 10 itself. Now if you try out. You try out by yourself. Use the sentence print A and see what is the output is coming over there. So here this type of assignment is L value, R value assignment. The variable on the left side is known as L value. Variable on the right side is known as R value. L value is not means the variable coming on the left side. R value means variable which are coming on the right side. Now you can write a variable like so. You can assigning the variable like this: A, B, C equal to 10, 20, 30. See that I am assigning multiple values to the variables. That means that 10 is assigned to the first variable A, 20 is assigned to the second variable B, and 30 is assigned to the third variable C. There are 3 variables on the left side and you return to 3 variables on the right side. So that means the first value is given to the first variable, second is given to the second, and third is given to the third. Use the print statement over there. Print A, B, and C. You will get 10, 20, 30. Use 3 different print statements. Print A, print B, and print C, and see the output, how it is displaying there. So you are assigning multiple values to multiple variables. The same assignment statement I can write like this also. A equal to 10, A equal to, B equal to, C equal to, D equal to 120. That means A, B, C and D, 4 different variables you are using there. All these 4 variables will store the value 120. So these are the different types of assignment statement used in Python. You are assigning the value 120 to the variables A, B, and C and D. So the 4 variables mentioned on the left side, and all these 4 variables will store the value 120. Same value stored in multiple variables. Previous example, different values are stored in different variables. So these are the different types of assignment statements used in Python. So before winding up this class, just recollect what all things you studied today. Now see, the first thing what we started is formation of identifiers. What are the different rules to create an identifier? It must start with an alphabet or an underscore. It cannot begin with a digit. It cannot be a keyword. Variable cannot use space. Variable can contain any sequence of alphabet, digit or underscore. Variable names are case sensitive. Second thing what we studied is different data types in Python. Numeric data type, string data type, Boolean and none data type. Numeric is again subdivided into int, float and complex. So these are the different data types used in Python. You can see the data type by using the keyword type. By using the keyword type, we can see the data type of each of the variable used in the program. Next, what we studied is assigning values to a variable. Different ways of assignment. Different ways assigning value to a variable. And I just mentioned a homework question over here. See that identify the valid and invalid identifier or a variable name from the following. If it is invalid, then write the reason. So there are these are the different variables names mentioned over here. You have to find out which is valid and which is invalid. If it is invalid, write down its reason. See that day of week. Day of week is a valid identifier. Next, you have an underscore is there. Once you can, in a variable name, you can use underscore. Total mark, that is another valid identifier. Card number, see that card number. There is a space over between card and number. That means it is invalid. You have to write the reason as variable name should not accept the space. In the given example, space is given there. So it is an invalid identifier. The next one, GSM. GSM, in between I just use full stop over there. What we studied is variable name will accept only alphabet, digit and underscore. No other character. So that is an invalid because you use full stop in between. No special characters are allowed in a identifier or variable name. And next one I'll discuss here. For GSIM, it is beginning with 4. That means it is an invalid. Variable name should not begin with the digit. So write down the remaining by yourself, find out the answer by yourself and copy down into your notebook. Okay. The remaining you can study in the next class. Thank you, children.